I think if we can keep the struggle moving in a path that leads to progress, in other words, if we can win concrete victories as we have in the past through nonviolence, if we can say and if we can show people that we are gaining something by following this course, they will continue. I do not approve of violence, whether it is perpetrated by racists or whether it's perpetrated by Negroes. I think it's both impractical and immoral in our struggle.
Welcome back to MidPoint, everybody, and once again, let us welcome back the niece of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Alveda King joins us. Dr. King, with those words that your uncle spoke so many times, he talked about nonviolence. Who is it that hijacked his message that to this day in the black community and any community does not allow for people to understand that if you want to get something done, you don't have to loot, burn, scream, or kill?
I'm sitting here looking at also a quote from my uncle when he won the Nobel Peace Prize, and he, similar to what you just played, after contemplation, I conclude that this award, which I received on behalf of that movement, is a profound recognition that nonviolence is the answer to the crucial political and moral questions of our time. The need for man to overcome oppression and violence without resorting to violence and oppression. My father, in his comments, he went over with his brother and his family to receive that award, as Uncle Emil was awarded. My dad said, Martin Luther King Jr. is a symbol of a movement that holds peace and agape love at its core. May this Nobel Peace Prize honor his sacrifice and humility, and ever remind us of what can only be achieved through faith and God's grace. That's what we're leaving out, and that's what I'm sorry to call them wolves in sheep's clothing, but to me that's what we're looking at. And so to stir up violence and to say no justice, no peace, when Michael Brown's own parents are saying, let's have peace and justice, let's resolve this peacefully, let's get solutions. The best way to honor Michael Brown is honestly to agree with his parents.
Then if you look at what is being said, and I know you're talking about the wolves in sheep's clothing, we know who you're talking about here. The people, again, like Al Sharpton, like Jesse Jackson, these are the people who consistently push this message forward, not of violence, but what pushes people to believe that violence is the right way. So then how do we stop the evil? How do you shut it down? Nothing seems to have worked at this point in our society.
Will you let me speak to Reverend Sharpton and Reverend Jackson right now, and I hope someone hears this and tell them that Alveda loves them, is praying for them, and said this. When you stir up people's emotions, they are not going to function from a place of calmness and reason. Emotional feelings can incite violence. I'm just asking them to remember that. I'm not saying necessarily that they on purpose want people to be violent and kill people. I'm not saying that. But when you stir up people's emotions, rather than invite them to their knees in prayer, you are more likely to get violence. Can you make sure they hear this? I don't know how. Somebody on Twitter or Facebook, just tell them I made that appeal today.
Has Reverend Sharpton ever taken you up on one of your offers to speak face-to-face about this?
I see Reverend Sharpton often. I still have a picture in my phone with he and my cousin Martin when we were in Washington, D.C., for the 50th anniversary of the Civil Rights Act, I think, or the statue being dedicated. I see him often enough, and Reverend Jackson as well. And honestly, I don't hate them. I pray for them, just like I pray for President Obama. This takes prayer. Hate is not going to answer. You know, that old song, I don't remember, only love, war is not the answer, only love can conquer hate. So hating is not going to solve anything. So I won't go to a hate mode. I'll go to a love and prayer mode.
I knew that's exactly what you would say as well, because I know your teachings all too well. Dr. Alveda King, I want to thank you for taking a couple of minutes to join us. I know that you're busy and on the run today. Please, sometime soon, we'll get you in front of a camera sometime, and let's continue this discussion.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
All right, Dr. King. Thank you so much, Dr. Alveda King. Next hour here on MidPoint, Jane Velez Mitchell weighs in on the media coverage from Ferguson, another delay from the Iranian government, and the money master. That and so much more as we continue right here on MidPoint.